Three of the most common heat-related illnesses we come in contact with are heat cramps, where just because of overuse of the muscle and people are sweating too much and losing salt. Then we come to heat exhaustion, which is where people become sweating too much, they're overcome by the heat, they get some nausea, some vomiting. And lastly is heat stroke, which is life-threatening, and that is when the body can no longer cool itself. They quit sweating, their skin is hot and dry to the touch, and that is a life-threatening injury. For all of these heat-related illnesses, the biggest thing to do is to get them out of the environment they're in and move them to a shady area and start cooling them down. But once people start cramping up, we try to give them some fluids, perhaps a sports drink. When we get to heat exhaustion, what you'll see is people who are sweating profusely, they'll complain of some headaches, some nausea, they may have vomited. And for those people, we obviously move them to a cool place. We'll lie them down, raise their feet, elevate them, maybe put them on a pillow or a bench or something like that. And we can cool them with some water ice packs on their neck, under their arms, in their groin, places where the blood flows close to, and the artery is close to a bone. It's a place where you get a pulse. And then of course the most dangerous of all is when people have been exposed for prolonged periods of times out in the sun, and now their body is no longer sweating. They can't cool themselves down, their skin becomes red and hot to the touch, and that is a true life-threatening emergency. You need to call 911 right away. Those people need to be moved into a cool environment, and when we cool them, we don't lay them down. We want to put them kind of in a semi-reclining position because we don't want that blood to rush to their head right away, but we're going to start cooling them by putting cold rags, ice packs under their armpits, in their groin, on their neck, a place where we can start cooling the blood pretty quickly on their ankles. If they begin to shiver, when they start shivering, that's your body's way to manufacture heat. So we want to kind of step back a little bit and slow that process back down so they're not generating heat, being counterproductive. In closing, I'd just like to say that people can enjoy the summer months even though the heat and humidity is extremely high, just by practicing some basic common sense principles. Obviously, stay out of the heat as long as possible, drink plenty of fluids, keep hydrated, work outdoors in the early morning hours or late at night. If you don't have air conditioning, try to find a place that does have it. You can go to a library, to the mall, go see a movie until your air conditioning can get fixed. And also make sure you have fans running to move air within the house. And the biggest thing, if you have 2 levels, the lower level is always the coolest place in the house, so go to the basement if that's where you can spend your time.